Okay, what do we have here? We have part of a gramophone here, which I'm repairing. The rest of it is still under repair, but we have the horn here. Very, very beautiful, well made. Nickel-plated brass. Now, one of the interesting things about gramophones is that you can actually link them up to your modern technology and just use the acoustic parts to improve the sound of your player, whatever it may be. Smartphone. You can connect a smartphone directly to one of these and enjoy much, much better sound than what comes out of that tiny little speaker. The way to do it, you need a piece of rubber, like an old tire like this, and all you do is maybe cut about that much. You stretch one end of this over the end of the horn. You stretch the other piece over the end of your phone, and connect them. Because it's acoustic, you can actually fiddle around with the acoustics, and just by changing the angle of the pipe, you can improve the bass or improve the mid-range, just by doing that. And you hear this wonderful sound coming out of something like this.
That's right.
Oh, it did fit. So that.
Hello.
Yeah. So that works. You got another phone? Wow. Hi-fi. If you just change the shape of this. Wow. So this is your tone control. The next thing is pre-war life. What did they do for entertainment? Well, they had record players. Hang on, I've got to open it first. They had record players, but they weren't even electrical. They were completely mechanical and acoustic. And they still work now. What's this, crown needles? Okay. Completely acoustic, and if you do your maintenance, they still work now, and they sound wonderful. Completely analog acoustic sound. It's a forgotten world. But once you hear it, you can never forget. Okay, let me open this thing up. Here it is, gramophone from probably about 1930s. Completely acoustic, mechanical player. So the mechanical side of it is just to make this turn, and the rest of it's completely acoustic. It goes through this pickup, goes through this horn, and there's a big horn inside this. The horn comes around here, and then it reflects back and comes out here. Now you have to change the needle every time. Now if that sounds primitive, it's not, because the idea is that you change the needle. The needle is actually quite soft, deliberately soft, so that you don't wear down the record. And these days, it's the same size as an LP, but it's a single, so it's only about 3 minutes. At this time, the recording studios were also very simple. They did everything in one take. So there's no gimmicks. There's no doing it again. There's no auto-tune. So what you're hearing on every one of these is a live performance. And because they had so many restrictions on the way it could be recorded, the only thing you get on these things is real talent. There's no crap. There's no terrible music on SP records. It's all good. And it's all things you've never heard of before, which makes it even more interesting. Well, let me play you this one. We're just going to wind it up first. Now it is quite loud. You won't be able to hear how loud it is because if you're watching this on a video, but it is quite loud. You cannot adjust the volume. Anyway, start.
Порадуемся на своем веку, красавице и куку, счастливому клинку. Пока, покачивая перьями на шляпах, судьбе не расшибнем. Merci beaucoup. Shall I do? Yummy, yummy, oh tell me, mommy, oh tell me, what shall I do? I love a boy, I'm sure that's right, but he always holds me much too tight, and you said that's what I mustn't do. Yummy, 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 yummy. 大切なのは潮時みどき恋の道程よいところでウェディングリングをちゃっかりおねだりなさいな
Now watch this. How's that for nifty?
Okay.
The other good thing about these 78s is you discover all kinds of music you never even heard of. And this being Japan, well, there's a whole realm of music which never even made it to the West. And I'm still discovering them now. This is one of my favorites at the moment is Eri Chiemi. She was a brilliant Japanese singer who sang with the greats. She actually sang with Louis Armstrong. She could do scat jazz, which means she just makes up the words, blah, 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 but it's all in tune. And very, very talented. You don't get people like that these days. Eri Chiemi. And this one's called, what's it called? Yummy, yummy. Yummy, yummy. Eri Chiemi. What's on the other side? Oh, Carioca. Oh, she actually won some, Carioca is this sort of Brazilian sounding dance song which won some award, so she won some international award even at this time. The other record is something very old and funny. Orient Record. This is a very minor label. And so, of course, minor labels, they couldn't attract the big talent. Some of the bigger labels have the better talent. So you usually judge by the label what's going to be on it even before you play it. Oh, the artwork is wonderful. It's sort of angels and goddesses and things. Orient Record. The Orient Record. Manufactured by Nipponophone. Let me just fold it away. So there it is. It's all compact. It just folds away like this. That comes out, goes in there. They even got a little place for putting your records. All goes in there. That closes down. They got a little place here for your used records. Oh, there go all the needles. a needle box with two compartments, one for used needles, one for new needles, because you can only use them once. So anyway, all needles in there, portable, no wires, no batteries, no supply chain leading all the way to China. So you may laugh, oh, it's primitive and funny, ha ha, okay, what are you going to do when your supply chains to China run out? Could you make one of these? Could somebody make one of these with today's technology? Probably not. The very restrictions of the recording of these things actually mean that you have to have a good song in the 3 minutes that you're given, and you're not allowed to. You don't record it on tape and then fiddle around with it, or record it digitally and fiddle around with it before the final product. What you sing is what you get, and that's the restriction. Which means that you have to do it well. You have to practice like mad and get it perfect for the recording. When they record these songs, they record it straight from the microphone, straight to the record cutter, which makes a blank, which then they use to make a metal copy of the record, which they use then as the mold to stamp records. So there's nothing in between. Microphone, straight to record.